objects.
Really?
Agreed.
Put it up against another.
And then,
Yeah,
were in
I
school,
remember.
It was
It's not even the shape.
Negative.
Mentally ill.
Did a special effects agency. We're back here. Ethan Clerc podcast show. Good to be back. I thought you were going for a handshake there, Damon. Great to be back here. Damon Wynat, co-host of the podcast.
Yes.
We call him Munch Man. Oh, my bad. First time ever on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
What do we call this guy? Chief?
Sheriff
Allen over there, Jordan Allen.
Good to see you.
For people that don't know, Jordan Allen, Jordan was a grade below me in high school, and now Jordan is a cop, pulling people over.
I do.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? How's it being a cop, Jordan? You're a young guy, young buck.
I don't know. It's a good job.
Because you're not 21, but cops in Minnesota can carry a pistol if they're under the age of 21. I thought you had to be 21 to.
It's department specific.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't. It's not state law.
Oh, it isn't.
Nope.
Huh. Colin Clare, other co-host of the podcast. Good to have you here.
I'm not a sheriff, but my friend is.
You're just a podcast guy.
Legally
Yeah.
cannot carry a gun.
Legally for more than one reason. We are back here, though. Good to have everyone back. If you could give the podcast a review, subscribe to the channel, get it out there. We will be giving away more T-shirts. And people have been asking me about the Wilder Demon. When are we going to do the follow-up episode?
Really?
Yeah, because we kind of hyped it up, and then people said we
Who's been asking
forgot
about
about it.
We did a
Had
little
a couple
hunting
people.
for it, and we couldn't find anything.
I do got to get that video done.
You
Yeah,
went out
Jordan
Yeah,
was
we
out
did.
there.
We went out
Jordan
with
was out
them
there
one
that
night.
night.
Yeah, we
so
went
he
out.
has a link to the podcast.
Jordan has a lot of sweet equipment now. Probably we could borrow to search
check that out.
the demon.
You got a flashlight we
Yeah,
can use.
I do have a flashlight. Yeah.
You don't have
sweet.
a flashlight, Ethan?
Well, I have a flashlight. Jordan's got a flashlight.
Jordan's basically got car headlights on a stick.
Not to bore people, but I finally got into the year 2020 and got a LED flashlight. I still had the incandescent.
Oh, geez.
I cannot believe I got it. I always get mag lights, and I can't believe how bright they are compared and how far they shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 500 yards or more, and it's like spot on.
Your flashlight was, how much money was it? We looked it up. It was over 200,
I
wasn't
don't
it?
remember. I
looked it up.
I didn't
It
have
was
to
it was
pay for it,
expensive.
but yeah.
Jordan's like,
expensive.
yeah, that's one of the good benefits.
To being a
Keep
cop.
an eye on your flashlight over here.
Yeah, I know.
Ethan's eyeing it out.
I like your flashlight.
It'll disappear probably.
Yeah. Good to be back here, like I said, tonight. When I was coming up with topics, it was kind of hard not to talk about the elephant in the room and the elephant in the United States. Kobe Bryant crashing and dying in a helicopter accident, RIP, horrible. But that's been like the main story that everyone's been talking about this week, I feel
Seems
like.
to have kind of taken over the media
Yeah,
coverage.
it really has, yeah. And, well, I want to start because I posted something on our Facebook page, and all of the posts that are on there by me, I'm the one making them. I'm the one posting stuff on there. So not necessarily everybody we've had on the podcast or everyone that is on it every week agrees with those statements. I just want to put that out there. But I was frustrated at the moment when I posted that because I had heard that TMZ had leaked the story. They were the first one, and they leaked it before Kobe's family could even be notified. And if you
They knew like ASAP.
yeah. And me and Damon had a conversation about this earlier today. Like, if you want to call TMZ a news agency,
Yeah, because I said that was a pretty strong statement
Yeah.
that you put on about all media. But then when you read that, you could see your frustration.
yeah. And
feel
I
like
wasn't trying to. I can't remember the exact message I said. I just said the media in this country, and I maybe should have.
Oh,
been
I was
going to
bust you out. I was going to bust you out because it said lack of disrespect. I'm like, that's lack of disrespect would be a good
lack
thing.
of respect.
Probably should have
yeah,
lack of respect.
Yeah. I could Thank you for pointing that out, Damon. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, grammar,
yeah.
please.
But I did feel like there was a lot of lack of respect in this situation. And to be fair, this happens all the time, where the news has to be the first one to get to the story, and then there's misreporting, like happened with other news agencies as well, where they reported that all of Kobe's daughters died in the crash, which wasn't true. And everyone on Facebook going nuts about it. It's like you can't even go through Facebook right now without seeing something about Kobe or Twitter or TikTok. It's just Kobe.
There was every outlet. I mean, it was like individuals on Facebook posting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ESPN reporting like that Rick Fox was with them. Did you see that one?
No, I never saw that
and
one.
it was the ABC, that said all four daughters. And then
Yeah, it was just
even
one daughter, right? Was the was the only one, and then
even Trump tweeted misinformation about
Really?
3 people in a crash like before it was like official.
Yeah,
So
it's just everyone's trying to get out there.
That's
get
why
the first.
when we talked today, I gave it a call. It's kind of like I saw it as someone else who posted on on your post.
Mm-hmm.
Saw it in a little different way, and when you dissect a little bit more how social media in general and people's mentality of always wanting to be first and
Yep.
getting it out there and.
Do Do you think that's right that they're willing to sacrifice like that? I mean, if you want to call it the respect for people over getting the story first.
No, and me personally, not at all. You should do your due diligence and make sure you get your facts straight before you shouldn't jump to rush to be. I think everyone would be in agreement of that. I would hope. And the bad thing is, in my opinion, is if one person makes a mistake, like the ABC reporter reports something like that, and he's not doing his background check, it, like you said, it kind of reflects on the whole network when possibly they should do a fact check quick too. And because you make one little mistake and then that snowballs into, nothing's real, which I don't believe is the case. They still do their.
Yeah. Well, and it makes you wonder how many people are actually checking something before it goes out.
Yeah.
Like let's say I work for ABC, I make a news article. How many people are actually going over and looking at it before it gets out there to the whole public?
Well, and then there's even you have a lot of reporters for newspapers and they're independent reporter, or I don't want to say independent, but some are freelancers. Some actually work for the company. And there was one lady who's actually suspended because right after it happened, she tweeted something about Kobe's past that didn't have to do with the crash, like the sexual abuse case stuff, and she got suspended right away too.
Really?
So and I bring that up because it's like it's tough for I don't think the newspapers or like ABC's ever going to say none of our reporters can use their Twitter, because that kind of connects it to the social media aspect of them too, being one of the main problems if everyone wants to break a story or put their opinion out there. You have all of a sudden you have a ton of aviation experts.
Yeah, everyone's an aviation expert.
But,
yeah. Well, and I actually looked up more about it because I was wondering how. I mean, I feel like it'd be pretty complicated to crash a helicopter. You never hear about helicopter accidents, really. It's a lot of plane accidents. But I was wondering how this happened. From watching a video, I figured out that the pilot was flying in it was very foggy. It was foggier. It was too foggy for police helicopters to be out. And at that rate, I don't know why they were allowed to be out. But apparently the pilot had enough experience where he could be out and flying the plane. He was flying it low, and they ended up crashing into the side of the mountain because the helicopter was so low. And someone actually took a video, and it's on Twitter.
There are so many different videos, though.
But there's a guy in his backyard of his house, and you can see their helicopter just going around in a circle, like they were trying to make contact. And I listened to the radio broadcast.
I think the New York Post is going a little overboard because they're the ones searching like these Ring doorbell posts and that one that you're talking about where you can listen to and stuff.
I saw something on Snapchat today. It was like drone footage of Kobe's helicopter accident.
Yeah, why would they have drone
I didn't even
footage?
look into it, but I just saw it, and the first thing I thought was, I don't even know how that would be possible.
No. And how are people finding that kind of stuff? Well, I guess if you have the footage, you put it out there.
Right.
But people are going.
How distractful is that to grab your drone quick and fly it?
Or are you saying like after the crash?
I don't know. I just saw it. It was.
I'm
one of
like
those
you,
little,
Jordan. I don't click on it. I don't want to.
It just didn't even seem worth my time.
Well, and people are now reporting on his wife and how she's feeling, and people are trying to get a hold of her. And like, what do you mean how she's feeling? Like she lost her daughter and she lost her husband. Why are you trying to reach out? It just people can't stop and back up and like leave her alone, leave the family alone. It happens with every tragic event.
Yeah, it's horrible that the family had to find out probably from news media before they even heard about it.
Yeah. The sheriff went on TV and said he actually called out TMZ for saying that you guys, we're not even going to issue a name right now. This is the sheriff of the county of Los Angeles. He said, we are not even going to issue a name. It'd be irresponsible for us to issue any names because the investigation's ongoing.
Well, that's the same with the fog. They won't even come out and officially say it was the fog till they. I mean, it takes a long time.
Yeah, they're still investigating.
Jordan knows investigations. It can take a long time.
Yeah. Well, especially when 9 people die. I mean, you got to go in and you got to look at every little tiny thing. And like you said, everyone becomes an aviation expert when there's an accident and a celebrity dies. Yeah. It's horrible. There is something very interesting. There's a couple interesting things about this. A kid predicted, an 8-year-old predicted that this was going to happen. And this isn't even a conspiracy. This is an actual thing. 2012, a kid tweeted, Kobe Bryant will die in a helicopter crash. And it's an actual, like, this is like the, what do you call it? Like the Family Guy. Who's always predicting? Simpsons is always predicting.
Predicts everything.
This is an...
that's usually...
Yep. Well,
I'm surprised there's not a Simpsons episode about it.
Yeah, I know. Here, let's see if we can load. What just happened here? Did I click on the wrong thing?
You shouldn't be on Internet Explorer.
Well, I know.
I
know from the little news that I did watch that he did take a lot of helicopters to his facilities because saying the traffic was so bad and wanted to spend more time. With family and getting back and forth.
Here's the actual tweet from November 13th of 2012, and the Twitter account, whatever, Nozo, Kobe is going to end up dying in a helicopter crash. And then people immediately come out and say this is a fake thing. But this guy, this report, I don't know why this is not loading now. The mouse, we're being taken over here. Munchie's getting into us.
I almost feel like we shouldn't be showing this. He probably said every celebrity was going to die somehow.
No. Well, here
come up with one.
I have the answer for it. Yeah, why it was a thing. Gosh, I don't even know why this is not.
Put the mouse on here.
Oh, here comes the table fight, Jordan.
Table's going
to happen.
Maybe it still won't work. Maybe the batteries are dead.
Today's the day we flip the table.
This is riveting stuff.
Ethan finally convinced me to come on the podcast. Table's getting flipped.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm going back. The reason that this guy just goes through here, and he did a lot of research, and he found out that the reason that that the kid tweeted this was because on that day, Kobe Bryant, or the day before, Kobe Bryant flew a former teammate to practice. Oh. And so this kid just tweeted, Kobe Bryant's going to die in a helicopter crash. And then I don't even know, my question to you guys is, how would somebody find this tweet? Because it wasn't popular. It was in a...
that was going to be what I thought. Maybe you'd know that answer. Like there's some
I don't know like how
hacker thing that you can just go in and find.
And this guy went through...
He probably outed it again and remembered that he wrote it or something. But
you think like, yeah. And this guy...
How disgusting to even write that in the first place how many years ago about somebody.
Yeah. Well, and then this guy brought up a good point. Like you said, Damon, there are people that make entire Twitter accounts. They're private accounts. No one follows them. They tweet all these different ways celebrities are going to die. And then when one of them actually happens... They release the tweet and delete all the other ones. Yeah, it is horrible. But the fact that this is going on and people call this out as being like super fake when it's a very real thing is crazy to me. And I saw this and I'm like looking into it and I'm trying to figure out more about it. I just couldn't believe this. Of course, nothing on here is loading.
Mouse might be dead.
Well, with the backstory that you gave, it's probably really just a coincidence.
Yeah, it is a coincidence. Yeah, but isn't that just?
I mean, yeah, it's
Kobe did always take his helicopter all over the place.
Yeah, well, like Damon said, he was trying to skip traffic and the LA traffic. You probably can't get to practice unless you leave.
Him and his wife would never fly together, though. They never flew together.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard. This is a random fact. I've actually heard that like when Queen would fly somewhere, all of the band members would be in a different plane in case one of the planes went down. Then the other band members could continue.
It's probably because they fought all the time. It's probably like when you guys go to family Christmas, Colin drives separately.
Honestly, they probably think about that though, because I mean, the fact or the possibility of a helicopter or airplane crashing is a lot more likely.
It makes sense. You don't want the whole band to go down. Right, like the day the music died down in Clear Lake, Iowa. Buddy Holly and down in Clear Lake, Iowa. Yeah. I thought this was extremely interesting. Of course, I can't get out of this dang thing now. Come on, maybe you can work on that. Get out of that thing. The other thing is a lot of the people that are praising this for happening. There's a lot of people that are saying, thank God Kobe Bryant died.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are on Twitter saying that it's a rich man. Matt showed me the tweet. It's a rich man doing rich person things who deserved what he got. And I'm like... Look, I'm looking at it like, why would anybody? It doesn't matter who it is. Say anything about that. And I told Damon today, I was never a huge Kobe Bryant fan, but I still have respect for him and what he did for basketball, what he's done for charities and stuff like that. And I still have condolences for the family. I would never go as far as to say he's a rich man doing rich person things. Like I just don't understand people and how they come out on Twitter.
Oh, there's probably some truth behind that, but I wouldn't say he deserved it.
No.
I mean, he is a rich man flying to, what was he going to, his daughter's basketball
They were going to a basketball camp.
Or basketball camp,
yeah.
Our practice.
I mean, your typical person's not going to take a helicopter to a basketball camp. I mean, it is a rich person doing rich person things.
Yeah, but he definitely doesn't deserve to die. No. It's just sad to see you. I mean, I'm making it sound like there's a lot of people doing it. There's not a lot of people doing it, but I've seen there was a couple celebrities that came out that very followed accounts and that were like, thank God Kobe's gone and all this stuff. Just because I don't know what there is in their background with Kobe or what happened. But people coming out and saying stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the horrible mentality of some people on social media and having a platform to put that out there. Just like, unfortunately, sometimes a news person or something will get a misinformation right off the bat trying to keep their job or break a story so they can, make it big. But
the Grammys,
they're all looking for attention.
Yep. Hey, the Grammys were that night too, weren't they? The Sunday night.
I'm trying to think of when it happened Sunday.
Yeah, it happened Sunday morning.
I saw they canceled the Lakers game, right, for the next
they've
Lakers game.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of really cool videos online of people like showing respect to Kobe.
I'm pretty sure the Grammys were that night though, and everybody was not acting the same.
Yeah. Well, it's tough. He's friends with a lot of people.
And it's shocking news. I mean, you know, people that don't even follow basketball, and when you hear that, then you look into it, and it's like, well, they know that he was young. You know, it's like how you know, there's not a ton of helicopter accidents, although they do happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and another thing
to people.
We were talking about, Damon, today was people signing the petition to change the NBA logo to a picture of Kobe or his
fadeaway
silhouette. Yeah. And there's I think 2.2 million signatures on it. Yeah, on change.org. What are your guys' opinions on that?
People grieve in different ways, I guess.
Yeah. I think people are serious about it, though.
Yeah, well, if they have 2 million signatures.
What are your guys' opinion on that?
I don't know. Jerry West is the logo,
I've
isn't
heard
he?
that name, yeah. Jerry West. How was he?
He's the current logo of the NBA.
Yeah, he's an old Lakers. So
I didn't actually know it was a person. I mean,
no,
I didn't know.
No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure. I better look so we don't get.
I didn't know it was like an actual person. Like,
I thought it was just like a design.
Because like baseball has theirs on their back, and
who's that? Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think
Chuck Knobloch.
What I told Damon today earlier was I get why people want to do it. Kobe's a legend, but what happens when LeBron James dies or Michael Jordan dies? Or
are they going to keep changing the logo?
They're going to keep changing the logo.
Time?
I mean, Kobe was a legend player, but there's a lot of great basketball players out there, and a lot of them. It is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's Jerry West.
Jerry West right now. How long? What year was that?
A long time. I don't know.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to say, I can't imagine that just because one NBA legend dies, I feel like it wouldn't be fair to everybody else to. If you just picked one, because everyone in the moment obviously is emotional about it and they want to do something and that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'd sign the petition. I can see what people, like you said, Damon. Everyone grieves differently with the situation, and that's just one of the ways they do it.
It's been the logo since 1969.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
When was the league established? When did they start calling it the NBA?
I'll have to look.
Oh, I can look later.
Didn't they used to play with originally it was like a weird, the ball was shaped way different. Have
or
you
maybe
ever seen
maybe it had a bunch of colors on it, maybe, or like red, white, and blue or something.
Yeah,
like
I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, like the Globetrotters. Yeah, huh. Another we could kind of get off of this topic. Another thing that I wanted to bring up.
No easy answers.
No, there really isn't.
No
there's
1946.
Huh, I wonder what. Wow. Yeah, I wonder what the logo was before then.
Yeah, I don't know.
See if we can find an older one.
A basketball.
Just a basketball. Another topic. This switching from national news to more local news. We figured. I saw this today. Minnesota is the last state to have 3-2 beer in gas stations and grocery stores. So
that's why Jordan's here to talk about
to get his
local laws.
Local laws. I was actually surprised by this.
About local laws.
No. I think at a podcast, and I don't remember which one, but it might have been the smoking age one.
Was it?
I think the 3-2 came up because I was surprised to hear at that time that we're the last.
Maybe it did, yeah. I guess I don't remember
go back and
really.
Roll the tape, but
do you think Minnesota's going to change that?
There's a senator trying to change it right now. I think it should definitely be changed because I don't know why we're even the last state still serving 3-2.
I don't know why our country's not 18.
Well, that's a whole nother.
That's the under 21
That's a way different topic.
What is the reasoning for 3-2? I mean, obviously it's not as strong, but like. I don't really understand why.
I think it stemmed all the way back from like Prohibition, probably. Where
is it really?
Didn't make as strong as beer and figure that it was okay to put in gas stations and places outside where people could pick it up, and just because it was a little lower in alcohol content, and I mean that's what people a little more convenient, and I don't, we always joked, it's like, well, if you stopped at a gas station and got 3-2 beer, it means you had to have like an extra beer, like
a couple extra beers,
maybe an extra 3.2 beers.
You guys might not get to experience a 3-2 beer since you're under 21. But also, did you see that a lot of companies aren't, because Minnesota's the only one, why would people make 3-2 beer? I remember bringing that up on I think that one too, or at least thinking it. Because if we're the only state that sells 3-2 beer, big companies are stopped making it. They're like, well, why do the cost even make it? I mean,
they do.
And just a whole different process.
Yeah. Walmart has 3-2 beer as well, and because they're not a liquor store. But it's weird that even in while we're talking about gas stations and liquor, you can't buy alcohol in Windham at a gas station.
No,
but you can buy it in
Cottonwood County.
Or is it Cottonwood County? You can buy it in gas stations everywhere else, but you can't buy it in Windham.
We have our municipal liquor store.
There's a monopoly in
goes in there and
liquor.
I do know. I looked up a little bit. If you're in a town of 10,000 or under, you can have a municipal liquor store and then have those city ordinances where you can't sell it at gas stations.
Really?
And such, but then I think it kind of changes once you get over 10,000 and have it in there. And then the big debate on for changing this rule, changing the law, would be mom and pop shops that. If gas stations can have regular beer, they're worried that people will take business away from the smaller liquor stores and come and just buy at gas stations. And stems to the Sunday being open Sundays too. That was
Why was that ever a thing? I don't get that.
I think that goes back to Prohibition.
Does
too.
it really?
Yeah, Prohibition time. I went to a thing at the Historical Society and it was very interesting. Prohibition backfired. We won't go into a whole Prohibition detail, but
Prohibition
they took it away. And,
theme.
and then it just got more popular when they tried to.
Why Sundays though? Was it just because of religion, or
it could, maybe that's what it stemmed from.
That old fashioned, really.
A lot of laws, maybe.
Wow. Well, and they just stopped doing that not that long ago, right? Like that was a pretty current.
2 years, maybe.
Has it only been 2 years?
That's not it. Or
wow.
Maybe a year.
That's unbelievable. Seems like we're a little behind on passing laws related to that stuff.
But it's like supply and demand.
That's why Jordan's here. He'll tell us all about
Jordan,
laws.
tell us a little bit about that. What year did that law come to?
1972.
I think Utah was one of the last ones with Minnesota too. And my sister lives out in Utah, and I know once they got rid of the 3-2 beer, a lot of the towns in the states surrounding Utah, their business went way down because people used to drive out of Utah to get the stronger stuff, what have you.
Really?
Come back, and then, but now since Utah left it open, people are just buying it in Utah. So
I never even thought of it as a competition kind of thing like that. Is that is
Ethan,
that
did one of the states just change the actual alcohol percent now? So Minnesota's the last one.
I don't know. I was wondering who was the state right before Minnesota.
I'm gonna guess Utah, but I could be wrong.
Colin, can you look it up?
I could be wrong. Well, then you have
research guy.
It all comes down to a lot of business. This is what the controversy is in the law because, it's probably a few years back now, but Total Wine, they're these big discount or not discount even.
It's like a chain.
Big chain, they're in the cities and they're all over now. But when they opened up, it was like a Walmart moving in because it had an effect on smaller liquor stores. And I think just recently they passed something or had passed something where if Total Wine is able to offer that alcohol in their establishment, it has to be available to the littler stores. So it ended up helping out littler stores because they could get brands they couldn't get before from distributors and stuff. So that's give and take. Who knows if a gas station can start to sell regular beer, if they're in a city that has an ordinance that can. What effect is that? What a negative effect's going to have on just drinking and driving and stuff like that, possibly like that, or the other shops that are selling it too.
Do you think, because here's the thing, gas stations actually would have a bigger advantage over a liquor store because they could sell it all night long if they're open all night long?
I think they have to still go within a certain time frame.
Really?
If they're in a gas station. I believe because there are laws that they have to start at a certain time and stop at a certain time, even if it's in a gas station or a grocery store.
Interesting, because I was just saying that would definitely have an effect on DWIs or DUIs if they could sell. I know in Chicago when I was there, they could sell alcohol till 3 in the morning.
And I could be wrong because I don't know since it's not in Windham. On Sundays, if gas stations, I think they could still sell. I don't know if they could still sell liquor on Sundays in Minnesota 2 years ago or what the law
if it was
on
different for that too. You find anything, Colin? What was the last state?
No, I'm looking here.
So that was an interesting thing to me. It's going to be interesting to see if people will support that. I would have a hard time believing that modern day people would be against changing it to full strength beer.
I think eventually they won't have a choice. I think there might be a couple big companies that lag behind if they keep it to make 3-2 beer, but I can't assume that 3-2 beer is too popular when you're offering your regular tasting beer.
I wonder if they sell 3-2 beer anywhere else just for fun, people want to not get as drunk or something.
Start collecting cans.
Start collecting cans. There we go.
People that buy non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
I've never got that. Why is that a thing? Non-alcoholic. What's the big brand? I'm trying to think.
Heineken.
I think it's Utah.
Utah.
Damon was right again. There we go.
I have a question for Jordan with the non-alcoholic. So, they have all these commercials with Heineken and the 0%, and there's like one where a guy's actually driving a car holding a Heineken bottle, but it's 0%.
Yeah.
Like I know in some states and southern states you can legally drink and drive, have an open container in some. But
you can?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
really?
That's news to me.
No.
That's news to me.
Like in Minnesota, like what if someone's drinking like a 0% alcohol beer driving around and you pull them over? Nothing. It's just.
I mean, I know that with the open bottle laws and stuff, but if it's not
alcohol,
impairing you, so it would be no different than.
It almost seems like it would be
else.
tough because like if you witnessed it, you'd be like, I'm gonna pull him over. It looks like he's
right.
drinking
Yeah.
a beer. Like,
I mean, it'd be a good enough
probable cause.
Yeah, it'd be a good
Probable
enough
cause.
reason for a stop. But
Yeah. I never even thought about that.
I never thought about that either.
Yeah, like there's a commercial guy driving drinking Heineken like 0% because it actually has 0%. Like some of those near beers I think have like a point something. So that probably actually gets you a ticket because it has some alcohol
open container,
in it. Open container, even though it's very minimal. But this Heineken one has 0, like an actual official 0.
Wow.
So.
Huh.
Some people just really enjoy the taste of it and don't want to get drunk. I
That's
suppose.
that's crazy. That's
Recovering alcoholics maybe too.
Yeah,
it could be.
That could be,
Kind of like a patch if you're a smoker. You get the patch.
Colin, you're under 21 and you want to drink.
You
want to
drink a couple beers and
I usually
near beers.
Yep.
Big near beer guy.
0%.
One more local thing. This is actually even more local than we're going from nation to Minnesota to more.
I better fact check myself on that open container. I swear.
No, I'm not taking your word for it. I just.
I'm not taking your word.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It sounds kind of like I would be surprised if you could drive around and cracking a beer,
right.
but maybe it is. Yeah, they're
well,
down
this would
south.
be something to fact check too. But I'm pretty sure that there's some states that are changing their level to a 0.04.
0.04
as the legal limit.
Wow.
What is that? Half a can?
It depends how heavy you are.
I guess we won't know until July 15th.
That's right.
So the final topic is the officer shot in Waseca, Eric Matson, who's recovering now. He's doing better. I see that he was throwing a ball back and forth. He's doing better now. And the controversy was the Waseca hockey team had jerseys made for him that said his badge number, and they had it said Waseca Police on it, and it was just in honoring him. And there were also, correct me if I'm wrong, was the cop that died. You don't know much about this?
I don't know where you're going with it.
There was a cop that died too as well. One was shot and killed, and one was shot in the head. Yeah.
No.
Oh, it was just the one that was shot in the head?
As far as I know.
Oh, okay. I thought there was one that was killed.
Maybe previously.
Maybe.
Okay, so
as far as I know, it's
the
just
one that they're talking about is the one that
was
shot in the head.
Not in this
Okay.
incident.
And so they have these jerseys made, and then the Minnesota State High School League said that they cannot use them because of their jersey regulations. And I see that of course, this is not going to work again. Every time I want to pull something up.
You're too far away from it.
Am I?
I don't know.
I got to move the table closer. Okay, this is from the State Senate. Dear Executive Director Martins and Minnesota State High School League staff, let me give you some friendly advice. Reverse course and allow the Waseca High School boys hockey team to use their jerseys made in honor of Officer Eric Matson. There's a time for following rules and guidelines, but this is a time for compassion. The tragedy has brought our community together in the typical Minnesota way. A local business stepped up and donated these unique commemorative jerseys, and the student athletes are proud to honor this local hero during their upcoming games. The community needs this. The state is rallying behind them. Do the right thing and make an exception for this special circumstance. Respectfully, Senator John Jasinski, Senate District 24. And very surprisingly, it actually worked. I just read before I came here that the Minnesota State High School League is letting them use the jerseys to wear for the game.
What wasn't right about them? Was it not a code or something? Or?
Yeah, there was something about not having. I don't even know what it was, but they reversed their action because I think that was a little. I mean, the whole community, they've raised almost $200,000 for the family of the guy. He has to have complete facial reconstruction. I mean, think about how tough that is. And then the state the high school league tries pulling out something like this. And I saw a lot of people from Wyndham were commenting on Twitter as well about how ridiculous this is and how they can't make one exception for, something that this is really when communities come together. It's bad, but I mean, it's sad that it takes a bad event, but think how strong and how much support all over the nation. People have been talking about this. It's been a big story. And so I was kind of
it was really neat.
Sad to see that.
It was the girls hockey team that had played against Waseca I don't know if it was last week.
Oh, in Wyndham.
2 weeks ago, yeah. And they took all the funds from that game and put put it towards him.
And they did a little thing before, right? They had like a Wyndham, Waseca.
Little tribute.
Yeah. It's cool though to see all the support. I think they're at $190,000 raised out of $200,000 to help with the medical bills and everything. So this is one of those events. It's sad, really sad, but it's cool to see a community and a state rally around. And when you get senators writing letters to try to, reach out because the hockey team wanted to show their support for the family, it's one of those cool, Minnesota stories that we get to see once in a while where you really get to show how strong a community is.
You really get to see that Minnesota nice.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, I don't know too many other places that could raise $200,000 to help a family out for an officer. So that was the inspirational moment of the night, and I hope that
some good news there at the end.
John Jasinski, Eric Mattson, I hope that prayers to the family and him, and hoping everything works out with recovery. I know it's a long road ahead with therapy and everything, but
most definitely,
it's a tragedy. But like I said, also really cool to see Minnesota State High School League reverse that choice and the community come together. So that is going to do it tonight for the podcast. It's been an interesting night here. A couple different great topics. Jordan, thanks for coming out here tonight. Look into those Minnesota 3-2 laws so that you can come back here and let us know. We'll have to check out to see if there's some states where you can drive with an open container. Or
you guys travel a lot, so even if you can, don't do it. It's not
I don't know. We might get a Heineken near beer going down the road.
And maybe it's not the driver. It might be the passengers, But still, it's a whole distraction thing, in my opinion. Like if you have people drinking in your vehicle.
You got a bunch of intoxicated people.
Yeah.
So it might not be the driver, but it's definitely, maybe you can have it in your car.
And I'm definitely finding this Heineken commercial with
I want to see that.
Yeah. I think he's like on the boardwalk and like probably distracted by other things.
That's awesome. Dang. All right. Well, thank you, Damon and Colin, so much for coming tonight. Yeah, they always fly by.
Somber topic.
Jordan, thank you for coming and being on the first podcast here. Maybe
we'll took 67 episodes. 68.
We're
68.
Here. 68. You finally got me here. I was trying to get you on for 69.
But maybe I'll get here for 69.
We wanted to. I guess 68 is going to do it. So everyone at home watching, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you give us a review if you liked it. Subscribe. Leave us topic suggestions. And yes, we are getting on the Wilder Demon podcast.
Okay, I'll find that book.
Damon's gonna get back into reading. I'm gonna get the animal hair examined by the DNR, and then we'll get back to you. And maybe this whole thing will be blown up, or we'll be looking like a bunch of idiots. It's dog hair.
I think I know which one.
Hey, we had a fun time doing it though. So thanks everyone for watching. This is the Clerc Podcast Show.
And then
I remember.
It's not even the shape.
Negative.
Mentally ill. A special effects agency.